Do short theme song intro. Hello, welcome to Left of the Box News Bites. Bonjour, bienvenue. I'm Sandy. So, Doug Ford sucks. If this is news to you, welcome to my channel. I hope you are enjoying watching your first Left of the Box video. You know, it's really sad that the only way I come across many important news stories is because enough people on Twitter are saying something about it. It makes me wonder, what other important stories are we missing? Do you know what I'm missing? Clicks on my like button. I'm also looking for subscribers and I seem to have misplaced my wallet, so if you can help me out on Patreon, I'd really appreciate it. Link in the description box below. Leave a breadcrumb trail so others can find this video and follow me on Twitter so you never miss one of my videos. One story which should be major news that seems to have fallen through the cracks of mainstream media is, in Ontario, 4.4 billion, as in roughly what the world population was back in 1980, single money units meant for pandemic relief have not been accounted for. Yep. 4.4 billion, billion as in with a B, dollars has gone missing, much like any accountability from the mainstream media. Something like this should be all over the news, so let's see what we can find. Oh look, here's an article from CTV News. Audit finds Ontario failed to track 4.4 billion in COVID-19 pandemic relief spending. Okay, the Ontario government failed to properly track billions of dollars in COVID-19 relief funds, including for high-profile programs like pay increases for frontline workers, an audit of pandemic-related health spending has found. The report, tabled by Auditor General Bonnie... on Wednesday, looked at 26 spending programs authorized between March and June 2020. That's not even that much of a time period there. Among other things, the audit found the Department of Health, Long-Term Care, and Seniors and Accessibility were unable to tell auditors when frontline workers received pandemic pay increases announced in late April 2020. That doesn't seem like a good thing. Let's see. Oh. This is the audit found the program had weak processes to verify funds went to eligible people. That billions of dollars and you have weak processes. Weak processes for you might want to have that in place ahead of time. Let's see. Overall, auditors found 17 of the assessed initiatives lacked processes related to verifying proper use or timely distribution of funds. Wow, okay, this really needs to be taken into account when you're giving out billions of dollars, for crying out loud. Let's see. Those ministries also did not consistently meet deadlines for reporting actual spending, the report found. You know, we have deadlines for reasons. You're supposed to meet those deadlines. Oh... This is not good. It was also anticipated that 1,500 beds costing almost $130 million could be added to existing Ontario long-term care homes. But by the end of June, only $1.2 million was spent on 97 beds? Why does it not surprise me that long-term care homes went underfunded under the Ford government? Oh, wait a sec. NDP leader Andrea Horwath commented on the findings Wednesday, saying it was troubling to learn the government didn't prioritize getting funds to frontline workers. Troubling, you say? Huh. The government didn't show them the respect necessary by getting them the money in a timely fashion. That's it? Andrea? You really need to be making a bigger deal out of this. To just call it troubling isn't good enough. People care about billions of dollars going missing when there's so much underfunding happening in this province. By you not making a bigger deal out of this, it almost makes it seem like you have something invested in this information not getting out as well. You need to be yelling this across the board, like to anyone who will listen, that $4.4 billion went missing under the Ford government. This is a big deal. Please respond proportionally to it. Let's see, are there any other articles? Well, there's this one from the Globe and Mail, but I'm not signing up for this. I know it's just so they can pressure me into subscription later on, and I'm too broke to spend my money on them, and I don't wanna. There must be more about this important story. Anything? Anything. Ah, here we go, the Ford tracker. This is going to come in very handy when I start making my Ford Bite segments come election time in Ontario. Let's see if they have, oh, here we go. They have a link on it, and see, when you hover over them and roll over the little links, you can tell that it goes to something. Let's see where this link goes to. And we're back at the CTV news article. Seriously, is there nothing else? That's it? That's it. That's all the information we get. So at this point, wanting more information, I asked Bev, my producer, if she had access to the Globe and Mail article, and if so, send me screenshots. And she did. You see, you see how they have the different titles. You see, there's the different titles of the different art. It's the exact same article. Yep, Canada Press. Why pay for the Globe and Mail when you can get it on CTV for free? Really? That's what they were trying to use to get me to subscribe to their journalism webpage. Something I can get for free somewhere else. Why pay for any subscription? People are paying for subscriptions when a large chunk of the news is coming from the same place. You aren't paying for exclusive content, you're paying for branding. Your money isn't going towards journalism, it's going towards corporate profits. For those of you who this is your first video of mine, please go back and watch my video about strikes across Canada, where I talk a little bit more about how mainstream media is not what we think it is anymore. They are pulling from a tiny pool filled with corporate interest sharks. Lots of people on Twitter were talking about this. Just look at all these tweets. And because of people's outrage, I found out about it. But I shouldn't have to rely on chance to learn about something as massive as $4.4 billion of pandemic relief going missing. Apparently, people are upset enough to post it on Twitter. Admittingly, not a high bar to pass. Now, many of these tweets are from liberals. And when I send out my notice about this video, I do like to try to tag as many people as I can if I use their tweets. But I just want to give you fair warning. I am a progressive. I am of the left. You might agree with me in this video about Doug Ford, and I appreciate your view. I really do. Can you please go back and watch my video about me calling Justin Trudeau out on his BS? Go, just right after this one. Just go watch it with an open mind. If you still like me after that, great. You're my kind of people. But if you watch that and think immediately that I'm a bad actor, you really need to assess where your loyalties lie. Are you interested in getting accurate, fair information? Or do you just want information that backs up your own point of view? But seriously, media, WTF? When I worked retail, we had to account for every cent at closing. If I was off by $4.40, I would get in trouble. If I owe the government $44, you can be damn sure they won't care if I misplace it. And if I needed to pay $440 for anything, well, I can't. $4.4 billion goes missing, and there's no talk of an investigation. No mention of how the areas this money was supposed to go went underfunded because the money they were expecting never showed up. Did this lead to people not getting the care they needed? Did this lead to people dying? People living with disabilities got no support from this government, and just a tiny fraction of what went missing could have improved the quality of life for hundreds of thousands of Ontarians. And make no mistake about it, this money isn't gone. It's unaccounted for. Someone has it. Quite possibly, it's lining the pockets of the privileged rich politicians who misplaced it and their already rich corporate buddies. It most definitely is not going towards making the province a better place for everyone, like it was meant to do. Healthcare and essential workers in need of pay raises, sick days, people in need of paying rent after losing their jobs due to the pandemic, subsidizing wages and costs for struggling small businesses so they won't go under. All of this could have been paid for by a portion of that $4.4 billion. If I misplace 0.00001% of what they misplaced, I could end up on the streets or in jail, yet the Ford government has no accountability. This is not all right. The media's job is supposed to report the news we need to know and to hold power to account. Too many people in Canada think our media does that. No, they don't. Our media is beholden to corporate and political interests, and I want to make clear, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with having a bias. We all have one. So long as you are honest about that bias. I come from a progressive, possibly socialist, possibly communist, definitely Star Trek TNG bias. But I always try to look at the issues from multiple perspectives, and I'm willing to change my mind when presented with new, verifiable information. We need to support honest, independent journalism. Oh, did I mention I have a Patreon page? Wait, was this whole video just a lead to a shameless plug? Maybe. Well, if the media was doing their job, I wouldn't have to do it for them. Please like, subscribe, and share widely. Follow me on Twitter. If you haven't joined it yet, give it a try. I was reluctant to join, but I've been having a blast on it, meeting lots of wonderful people and learning about important news stories. And yes, there is a lot of moose poop on there too. No getting around the giant piles of moose poop. You kind of have to just reach through it and grab that solid nugget of goodness you want. I was in a really weird headspace when I wrote this script. Anywho, I hope you learned something from this video and reach out to your MPPs and demand they hold the Ford government accountable for losing $4.4 billion. And if you find where that $4.4 billion went, could you let me know? I could use 1% of that. Salut, à la prochaine. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. I'm Sandy, wishing your tomorrow is better than your today.